I need to be honest with you. What I'm about to share is not some clickbait theory. These are actual regulatory changes coming in 2026, and the final shipments of 20 grocery items you probably have in your kitchen right now are arriving in March. After that, they are gone. And if you think I'm exaggerating, stick with me for the next few minutes, because I'm going to show you the actual documentation. Hit that subscribe button right now because this information is getting scrubbed from other platforms, and you need to know what's coming. Let's get into it. Ban number 1 is artificial food dyes Red 3 and Red 40. And for grocery preppers, this is bigger than it sounds. The FDA announced both are banned starting January 2026, with the last products shipping in March. Red 3 was banned in cosmetics back in 1990 over cancer concerns, yet stayed in food for decades. Red 40 has long been linked to hyperactivity and allergic reactions. Now it is finally being pulled. Here is what that means for your pantry. Check anything bright red or pink. Fruit snacks, candies, strawberry mixes, red velvet cake, cereals, drink powders, even baking decorations. Many brands are reformulating, but natural red dyes are costly and unstable. Some products will taste different. Others will disappear. If your kids love a specific candy or you rely on certain baking mixes, this is your window. After March, it is either reformulated or gone. Look, grocery prices are rising faster than most people can keep up with. I have done the math for you and put together a free emergency pantry blueprint that lists the exact 15 items you must keep, which you can buy from any store. It can feed your family for 2 weeks and costs less than takeout. You can grab the list for free at the link in description so you can stop worrying and start prepping. Ban number 2 is potassium bromate in bread, and this one is going to hit almost every pantry. Potassium bromate is a dough conditioner that makes bread rise higher, stay fluffy, and keep that soft texture for days. It has been banned in the EU, Canada, and China for years because it is classified as a possible carcinogen. The U.S. ban takes effect in March 2026. Here's the impact. A huge percentage of commercial sandwich bread, hamburger buns, hot dog buns, and pizza dough use it. Without it, bread will be denser, chewier, and won't last as long on the shelf. Brands are scrambling to reformulate with ascorbic acid and enzymes, but the texture will change. If your favorite loaf lists potassium bromate, that version is going away. I grabbed bulk flour and started baking. It is simpler than most people think, and the difference is real. Ban number 3 is BHA and BHD preservatives, and if you're serious about grocery prepping, this one changes the math. BHA, butylated hydroxyanisole, and BHD, butylated hydroxytoluene, are synthetic antioxidants. Their entire job is to keep fats and oil from going rancid. That means longer shelf life, better flavor stability, and fewer losses for manufacturers. They have been used since the 1940s and are in far more products than most people realize. Both are classified as suspected carcinogens and potential hormone disruptors. The ban was quietly included in a 2024 regulation package and becomes fully enforceable in 2026, with final shipments of old formula products scheduled for March. Now here is where this hits your pantry. These preservatives are in major cereal brands, potato chips, packaged cookies, crackers, instant mashed potatoes, butter blends, chewing gum, dry soup mixes, seasoning packets, and even some granola bars. I checked labels recently and counted over 20 items containing BHA or BHD. It adds up fast. For grocery preppers, the biggest shift is shelf life. These chemicals were extremely effective at stabilizing fats in dry goods. When they're removed, manufacturers are switching to alternatives like mixed tocopherols, vitamin E, and rosemary extract. Those are more natural, but they are also more expensive and less potent in long-term storage conditions. That means 3 likely outcomes. First, higher prices. Natural antioxidants cost more, and companies will pass at least part of that on to consumers. Second, shrinkflation. Same price, smaller box. Third, shorter expiration dates. That cereal that comfortably lasted 12 months in a cool pantry may now carry a 6 to 8 month Best Buy date. Chips may stale faster. Dry mixes may lose flavor sooner. If you rely on long-lasting pantry staples for emergency buffers or bulk buying during sales cycles, stock rotation just became critical. You cannot assume the same one-year cushion anymore. Check labels, note production dates, and tighten your inventory system. The era of ultra-long shelf stability in processed snacks is quietly ending. If you prep, adapt now. Ban number 4 is brominated vegetable oil in drinks. And if you stock beverages for convenience or emergencies, this one matters more than it sounds. Brominated vegetable oil, or BVO, is an emulsifier. Its job is simple but important. It keeps citrus flavoring evenly suspended in liquids, so the drink does not separate. Without it, flavor oils float, settle, or create an uneven taste. BVO has been banned in Europe and Japan for years because it can accumulate in the body and has been linked to neurological issues. The U.S. announced its ban last year, and it goes into full effect in early 2026. Final shipments of products made with BVO are expected to hit stores in March. Here is what that means for your beverage stash. This affects citrus-heavy sodas and sports drinks, certain Mountain Dew varieties, specific Gatorade flavors, some Powerade lines, select Fresca versions, off-brand citrus sodas, and even a few energy drinks. Not every flavor uses BVO, but many of the bold citrus ones historically have. For grocery preppers and bulk buyers, the issue is not just health. It is formulation stability and taste consistency. BVO is extremely effective and inexpensive. The replacement emulsifiers work, but they behave differently. Companies are switching to alternatives that are considered safer, but consumers are already noticing texture and flavor changes. People online are describing reformulated drinks as thinner, less vibrant, or slightly off in aftertaste. Citrus drinks are particularly sensitive because the balance between sweet, sour, and aromatic oils is delicate. A small shift in suspension changes the whole experience. If you're used to a specific flavor profile, you will probably notice. There is also a shelf life angle. Drinks formulated with BVO were engineered for long storage without separation. With new emulsifiers, you may see more shake before use instructions or slight visual separation over time. That is not necessarily unsafe, but it changes a convenience factor. If you stock sports drinks for power outages, heat waves, or emergency kits, you should check labels now. Some manufacturers have already reformulated. Others are still shipping older batches. After March, anything containing BVO will be gone from shelves. I am not a heavy soda drinker either, but I keep electrolyte drinks on hand for outages and summer storms. I grabbed several extra cases because I know the formula I am used to is disappearing. Not to hoard, just to bridge the transition. If you have a favorite citrus soda or sports drink, now is the time to decide whether you want the original version before it phases out. After early 2026, it will either taste different, behave differently on the shelf, or be replaced entirely. For preppers, this is another reminder. Flavor stability and product consistency are changing across the board. Even your drink shelf is not immune. Ban number 5 is titanium dioxide, and this one is less about flavor and more about how your food looks on the shelf. Titanium dioxide is a whitening and brightening agent. It makes products appear cleaner, smoother, and more vibrant. That bright, white powdered donut coating, the opaque, perfectly white coffee creamer, the vivid shell on certain candies, that is titanium dioxide doing its job. France banned it in 2020. The EU followed in 2022 over concerns about potential genotoxicity and long-term safety. The U.S. ban begins in 2026, with final shipment of products containing expected to leave warehouses in March. Here is where it shows up. Colorful candies like Skittles, powdered donuts, powdered coffee creamers, ranch dressing, frosting, chewing gum, cake decorations, drink mixes, and even certain medications and supplements. It is not rare. It is widespread. For grocery preppers, this is not just cosmetic. Food companies rely heavily on appearance to signal freshness and quality. Bright white frosting looks clean. A vivid candy shell looks more flavorful. Once titanium dioxide is removed, manufacturers are switching to alternatives like rice starch, calcium carbonate, or other natural whitening agents. The problem is they do not perform the same way. Powdered coffee creamer may look slightly gray or off-white. Vanilla frosting may take on a beige tint. Ranch dressing might appear less opaque. Candy shells may look duller or less uniform. The product could taste identical, but consumer perception shifts when color changes. Some brands will reformulate successfully. Others may quietly discontinue slow-selling SKUs rather than invest in re-engineering. Niche baking decorations, specialty frostings, and seasonal items are especially vulnerable. There is also a storage angle. Titanium dioxide is extremely stable. Some natural substitutes can clump more easily in powdered goods or react differently to humidity. That could affect texture over long storage periods, especially in bulk pantry conditions. If you use powdered coffee creamer daily, baking frosting for holidays, or specific decorating products, now is the time to check ingredient labels. After March, those exact formulas are gone. I personally switched to shelf-stable liquid creamers to avoid reformulation roulette, not because powder versions will disappear entirely, but because I expect consistency issues during the transition. This ban will not dramatically change flavor profiles like some others, but it will change product appearance, stability, and possibly availability. And in grocery prepping, predictability matters. After March, a lot of your pantry staples may look different. Even if the taste is close, the formula is not the same. Ban number 6 is azidic in baked goods. Azotocarbonamide, also called a Yogamat chemical, is used to bleach flour and condition dough. Yeah, the same chemical in yoga mats and shoe soles is in your sandwich bread. It is banned in Australia and Europe. The U.S. ban goes into effect March 2026. This affects sandwich breads, bagels, tortillas, frozen dough, breadsticks, and croutons. Subway got publicly shamed into removing it years ago, but most commercial bakeries still use it. The new formulas will not have the same springy texture. Bread will be slightly denser and may not toast the same way. For preppers and people who stockpile, this is critical because the new breads will have shorter shelf lives. If you buy in bulk or freeze bread, stock up before March. The texture and longevity are about to change. Ban number 7 is propylparaben in baked goods. Propylparaben is a preservative that extends the shelf life of baked goods and tortillas. It is an endocrine disruptor linked to fertility issues. The FDA is banning it starting in 2026. The last products with it are shipping in March. This is huge for anything pre-packaged in the bakery section: muffins, pre-made cakes, tortillas, English muffins, and packaged pastries. Without propylparaben, these products mold faster. That package of tortillas that used to last 3 weeks might only last 1. If you're used to keeping baked goods on hand for convenience, your habits are about to change. I have started buying tortillas and freezing them immediately. The new preservatives just do not hold up as long, and I am not dealing with moldy bread every week. Ban number 8 is sodium benzoate in acidic foods. Sodium benzoate is one of the most common preservatives in acidic foods like sodas, pickles, salad dressings, and sauces. When combined with vitamin C, it can form benzene, a known carcinogen. The updated regulations ban it in certain concentrations starting in 2026. Last compliant shipments arrive in March. This affects pickles, salad dressings, hot sauce, barbecue sauce, fruit juices, and soda. The alternatives, like potassium sorbate, work but cost more. Companies are either raising prices or reducing sizes. If you have a favorite salad dressing or hot sauce, check the label. The new version might taste completely different. I bought a dozen bottles of my go-to hot sauce last month because I know after March it is not going to be the same. Ban number 9 is partially hydrogenated oils. Partially hydrogenated oils, or trans fats, were supposed to be fully phased out by 2020, but extensions were granted. The final ban, with no more extensions, happens in 2026. Last shipments are March. This affects microwave popcorn, certain margarines, frozen pies, non-dairy creamers, and refrigerated dough. Some small manufacturers were still using it because it is cheap and shelf-stable. After March, those products either reformulate with more expensive fats or disappear. If you rely on cheap microwave popcorn or discount margarine, expect changes. The texture and flavor are going to be different. I switched to buying kernels and popping my own. It is cheaper and healthier anyway. Ban number 10 is synthetic vanillin. Synthetic vanillin, the fake vanilla flavor in most baked goods, ice cream, and chocolate, is getting hit with new restrictions. It is derived from petrochemicals or wood pulp, and while not fully banned, New labeling laws in 2026 require disclosure that is causing companies to switch to natural vanilla or discontinue products. The cost difference is insane. Natural vanilla is 10 times more expensive. This affects cheap cookies, cake mixes, vanilla ice cream, chocolate bars, protein bars, and vanilla-flavored coffee. After March, either prices go up significantly or the vanilla flavor gets weaker or disappears. If you bake regularly and use vanilla extract, buy the real stuff now. The imitation vanilla you are used to is about to get very expensive or very hard to find. Ban number 11 is carrageenan in dairy and meat. Carrageenan is a seaweed-based thickener used in dairy, processed meats, and plant-based milks. It causes inflammation and digestive issues. The ban covers its use in certain categories, starting March 2026. This affects chocolate milk, ice cream, deli meats, hot dogs, almond milk, whipped cream, and cottage cheese. Without carrageenan, these products separate or have a thinner consistency. Companies are testing guar gum and other thickeners, but they do not work the same. Your chocolate milk might have a weird texture. Your deli turkey might feel different. If you have kids who drink flavored milk or you rely on convenient lunch meats, prepare for changes after March. Ban number 12 is telhurtbutyrquinone, or TBHQ. TBHQ is a preservative in processed foods, especially anything fried or fatty. It is linked to vision problems and tumor growth in animal studies. The updated ban list for 2026 includes restrictions that force reformulation by March. This is in crackers, chips, frozen pizza, chicken nuggets, cooking oils, and granola bars. The new preservatives, like mixed tocopherols, are more expensive and less effective. Shelf life is going to drop significantly. That box of crackers that stayed fresh for months might go stale in weeks. If you stockpile snacks or keep grab-and-go items, the landscape is about to shift. I have been vacuum sealing everything I buy now to extend freshness. Ban number 13 is sodium nitrite in cured meats. Sodium nitrite is what gives bacon, ham, hot dogs, and deli meats their pink color and prevents botulism. It also forms carcinogenic nitrosamines when cooked at high heat. New regulations in 2026 restrict its level significantly, with final old formula products shipping in March. This is massive. Bacon is about to change. Hot dogs are about to change. The new versions will be gray or brown, cooked differently, and spoil faster. Some companies are switching to celery powder, which naturally contains nitrites, but it is not as effective. If you love bacon or rely on deli meats for quick meals, stock your freezer now. After March, it is a whole new ball game. Ban number 14 is phosphoric acid in soda. Phosphoric acid gives colas their tangy flavor and is linked to kidney issues and bone density loss. The 2026 regulations limit its use, with compliant products required by March. This affects Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, and most dark sodas. The replacements, like citric acid, change the flavor profile completely. Coke will not taste like Coke. Early test markets have gotten brutal feedback. If you are a soda drinker, this is your heads up. The taste you have known your entire life is about to change. I am not saying stockpile a garage full of soda, but if you enjoy it, grab some before March. Ban number 15 is high fructose corn syrup in certain products. HFCS is not fully banned, but new regulations in 2026 require front-of-package warnings for products with high levels. Many companies are reformulating to avoid the warning label. Final old formula products ship in March. This affects sodas, cereals, condiments, candy, and baked goods. The switch to cane sugar or other sweeteners increases costs and changes flavor. Some products taste better, some taste worse. If you have a favorite cereal or condiment, check if it has HFCS. After March, it might be different. I started buying pure cane sugar versions now because I know what is coming. Ban number 16 is artificial butter-flavored diacetyl. Diacetyl is the buttery flavor in microwave popcorn and baked goods. It causes severe lung disease in workers, and new safety regulations in 2026 effectively ban it. Last products ship in March. This affects microwave popcorn, butter-flavored crackers, movie theater popcorn flavoring, and some baking mixes. The new butter flavors do not hit the same. If you are a microwave popcorn person, prepare for disappointment. The new formulas just do not deliver that rich, buttery taste. I switched to real butter on stovetop popcorn, and honestly, it is better anyway. Band number 17 is caramel coloring type 3 and 4. These caramel colorings contain 4-MeI, a carcinogen formed during production. They're in colas, soy sauce, baked goods, and beer. New limits take effect in 2026, with last shipments in March. Reformulated products will look lighter or use different coloring agents. Your Coke might look slightly different. Your soy sauce might have a different hue. It sounds minor, but appearance affects perception. If you use a lot of soy sauce or dark sauces, grab extras now. The new versions just are not the same. Band number 18 is sulfites in dried fruits and wines. Sulfites preserve color and prevent spoilage in dried fruits, wines, and some processed foods. New restrictions in 2026 lower allowable levels significantly. Final old formula shipments are March. This affects dried apricots, raisins, wine, shredded coconut, and some frozen potatoes. Without high sulfite levels, dried fruits turn brown faster and spoil quicker. Wine shelf life decreases. If you stockpile dried fruits or wine, this matters. The new products would not last as long. I have been vacuum sealing dried fruits and storing them in the freezer now. Band number 19 is sodium aluminum phosphate. This leavening agent in baking powders and self-rising flour is linked to Alzheimer's and kidney issues. New regulations restrict it starting March 2026. This affects pancake mixes, baking powder, cake mixes, and frozen waffles. The new leavening agents work differently. Your pancakes might not rise the same. Your cakes might be denser. If you bake regularly, test the new formulas before committing. I started buying aluminum-free baking powder already, and honestly, I cannot tell the difference. Band number 20 is artificial smoke flavor in meats. Artificial smoke flavor, made from burning wood and condensing the smoke into liquid, contains PAHs, which are carcinogenic. New limits are set for March 2026. This is in smoked sausages, bacon, liquid smoke, barbecue sauce, and flavored chips. Natural smoke flavoring is way more expensive and less intense. Your favorite smoky barbecue chips might taste completely different after March. If you love that smoky flavor, stock up now. The new versions just do not deliver the same punch. Look, here's the reality. These are not conspiracy theories. These are actual regulatory changes happening right now. The last shipments of these 20 items in their current formulas are arriving in March 2026. After that, they are reformulated, discontinued, or significantly changed. If you rely on any of these products, you have about 3 months to stock up. I am not saying hoard a decade's worth. I am saying be smart. Buy what you actually use. Rotate your stock. And prepare for a very different grocery store after March. If this helped you, smash that subscribe button so you do not miss the follow-up where I show you exactly what I am personally stocking before March. Drop a comment and let me know which of these 20 bands shock you the most. I will see you in the next one.